Now we'll do the registration on the Rapid API and we'll do the testing of the APIs on the website. So before doing the registration process, if you don't have Google Authenticator installed into mobile, so first go to the Google Play Store and install this Google Authenticator into your mobile phone, and then we'll visit this website for the registration and testing of the API. So here we need to do the sign up. After sign up, we have to subscribe to the Google Authenticator API, and then we need to test the endpoint. The important point here, for every sign up, there is a API key is generated, which is valid for a particular user. We have to make a note of that key because that will be required into SAP when we'll consume those API into SAP system. So now let's go to this website for the registration and testing. So in my Chrome, I'm going to add link. So here you can see the Google Authenticator API documentation. You can see the endpoints here. You can see the endpoints. I will explain detail what are the endpoints. We can see documentation about this Google Authenticator. That is, your user install the Google Authenticator app on their iPhone, Android. You generate the key for users. Then we have to enroll that device using the QR code, and then we have to do the confirmation by validating the 2FI. So here we can see all the details, and in the pricing you can see in the basic plan it is completely free, so we can use a 50,000 per day. Okay, so it is sufficient. That's why I prefer this API. Go back to endpoints. So very first steps, we need to do a sign up. Here I can either sign up with the Google or we can register through email. So I'm continuing with Google. I will use some other email ID here. And once we do the registration, this will take some time as my network is a little slow today. Enter the name and your organization name. Click on done. Now here we can see I have logged in with my email ID. The next step is subscribe. So we need to subscribe to this particular API. For the subscription, here simply click on subscribe to test. So here we need to select a plan, as I'm going with the freemium plan, that is the per day 50,000 we can use. So click on subscribe. Subscription created successfully. Again, go to the endpoints. So as soon as we subscribe to this API, so at the bottom we can see now one Rapid API key is generated. This key will require into our SAP. So as of now, first we'll do the initial testing on this website only. To see the simple code, I will select the HTTP. Now, what is the first point? Understand here. First we have to test. First we have to generate a secret key. What is the secret key? In the Google Authenticator, for every SAP user, take an example, if we have 5 SAP users, so for every SAP user, first we need to generate a secret key. So for that, the requested URL is rapidapi.com, and here again the host name, and here we can see the host name and also the endpoint. The endpoint here is the /new_v2/. Okay, so now simply just click on test endpoints. So as soon as we click on test endpoints, so in the output we can see a key is generated. This is a secret key which I explained in the Google Authenticator. Now this secret key we need to either add manually into Google Authenticator, or we can do through a scan, which I will show in the next steps. The very first steps is note this secret key. So what I will do, I will just make a copy of the secret key. I will also note down here the API key which is generated, because this key I will require for into SAP. Okay, not copy. I will do it later. So now first we generate the access key. The second is the enrollment. Now click on the second endpoint, that is get enroll. This is the get method, not the post method. So in the enroll, what we have to do, here we need to pass the secret key which is generated in the first steps. Now this is my secret key. I will enter my secret key here. Now take an example. My username is SAP username is developer. Okay, this is optional parameter. The important part is secret key. But what we'll do for our convenience, we'll map the secret key with the account of SAP user ID. So here my SAP user ID, take example developer, and here in the company I'm going to enter as freelancer. Okay, so now click on test endpoint. As soon as we click on test endpoint, this will give a URL. Copy this URL and enter that URL into a new browser. Here we can see the scan code, QR code. So what we have to do, either we can enter the QR, that secret key manually into Google Authenticator, or second option, we can just scan this code into the Google Authenticator. So I'm going to scan this code into my Google Authenticator. Yes. So now I have scanned this code into my Google Authenticator. Now we'll do the third testing, that is the validation. So for the validation, take an example. This is my API key here. And secret key. Again, I have to enter the same secret key which I generated in the first steps. Sorry, this is the URL. Here I need to enter the secret key. I will copy the secret key again. And here in the code, we have to enter the code which will be displayed on our Google Authenticator. So currently, the number which I can see on my screen is 331870. This is the number on my mobile application. This is valid for only 30 seconds, but system will do the validation for 60 seconds. Okay, so now if I click on test endpoints, so here we can see it is true, because I have entered the same number which I can see on my mobile application. So if I enter any wrong number, for example 77, and now if I'm going to test this, now you can see the false. So this way system validate the exact number which is displayed on our mobile application. So here for the API number 3, the important point is the secret key and the code which is displayed on our Google Authenticator. So in this way, we have done the testing of endpoints after successful registration and subscribing to the Google Authenticator API. Now before doing the actual coding into the SAP, what I will do, I will explain the same thing into Postman. A Postman is a tool where we can test the web services before testing or consuming that into the actual applications. So here, as we can see, all the 8 points are configured by the websites. So for our convenience, what I have done, here I have mentioned all the endpoints. To generate a new secret key, we have to use this endpoint, and to enroll the user, we can use the second endpoint, and for validating, we can use the third one. So in the next session, first I will test all those 3 web services into the Postman tool, and once we successfully done with the Postman tool, then we'll start the actual coding into the SAP system. Thank you.